Hi, my name is Baylee, and for my Physics 2 long term, I am doing the amount of light permeated. So my question is, when light is shined through a glass object, how much of that shape is letting through light? My claim is that I think the light will shine through each shape, but some light might be dimmed depending on the side the light is shining through. For my procedure, in all of the pictures, you are viewing them in the direction that the light is going. And I think this diagram will help you understand how you are viewing each picture. My first shape is a biconvex lens shape. So for the face side, all of the light is being shined through the glass. So I took the surface area of the shape to figure out how much of the light is shining through, and I can use this value to eventually figure out the percentage of light shining through. So I found out that for the face side, 7.07 centimeters squared of the amount of total light is shining through. For the pointed edge of this shape, there was no light that shined through at all, and I outlined it in a red box so that you can distinguish between my hand and the shape. So therefore, for this side of the shape, I would not take the surface area because there's no light shining through at all. So I would have 0 centimeters squared of amount of total light shining through. For the rounded edge of this shape, when I shine the light through, the light was separated by many lines, and since the light that was shining through was not totally clear, I also did not take the surface area for this side of the shape because it was not shining through clearly. So for my rounded edge, I would have 0 centimeters squared of total light shining through. So I provided a chart and a graph of each shape just to show you the amount of light shining through of each side and the percentage of light shining through. So for the face side, again, the total amount of light shining through was 7.07 centimeters squared. The pointed edge and the rounded edge both had 0 centimeters squared of total amount of light shining through. So for the percentages, the face side would have 100% of light shining through, and the pointed edge and the rounded edge would have 0% of light shining through. My second shape is a BICONCAVE lens shape. So for the face side, when I shine the light through the shape on its face side, all of the light shined through. So for this side of the shape, I did take the surface area. For the face side, I had 20.93 centimeters squared of total light shining through. So for the small side, when I shined through the light on this side, the light that shined through was actually smaller than that side. So because it's an hourglass type of shape, it gets smaller in the middle, and as you can see, I outlined it in a circle here, and this rectangle is where I shine the light through. So because it gets smaller in the middle here, I think that the light that was shining through was smaller because that smaller side in the middle would not let the light through. So I took the surface area of the light that I shined, the side that I shine my light through, and the surface area of this small side here, just so I can get a percentage of the light shining through. So for the small side, I had 2.4 centimeters squared of total amount of light shining through. For the rounded edge, the lines were present again, so I did not take surface area because the light was not clear, so I had 0 centimeters squared of total amount of light shining through. For my chart, again, the face side had 20.93 centimeters squared of light shining through. The small side had 2.4 centimeters squared of light shining through, and the rounded edge had 0 centimeters squared. So for the percentages, the face side had 100% of light shining through, and the small side had 30% of light shining through, and the rounded edge had 0%. My third shape is a convex lens shape. On the face side, when I shine the light through the surface, it came through clearly, so I did take the surface area for this side of the shape, and it was 3.53 centimeters squared of total light shining through. For the pointed edge, when I shined it through, there was no light shining through the side of the shape again, so I did outline it in a red square so you can distinguish between my hand and the shape. So for the pointed edge, it would have 0 centimeters squared of total amount of light shining through. For the rounded edge, again, it had lines present and the light did not come through clearly, so I did not find surface area for this side either because it was not clear. So I had 0 centimeters squared of total light shining through for the rounded edge. For the chart, the face side again had 3.53 centimeters squared of total amount of light shining through. For the pointed edge and the rounded edge, they both had 0 centimeters squared. So for the percentages, the face side had 100% of light shining through, the pointed edge and the rounded edge had 0% of clear light shining through. My next shape is a quadrilateral. For the face side, the light shined through clearly, so I took the surface area of this shape, and to take the surface area of this shape, I divided it into a rectangle and a triangle and added those areas together. So the total amount of light shining through was 25.4 centimeters squared. For the long side of this shape, the light shined through clearly on this side, but the light didn't shine through the entire side of this shape. And I think it's because the opposite side being shorter than the side that I shine my light through. And I outlined these in red circles so that you could see the shorter side and the longer side. So I took the surface area of the long side and its opposite side to find the amount of light shining through and to find the percentage of light shining through. So for the long side, I had 10.4 centimeters squared of total light shining through. For the small side of this shape, the light shined through clearly again, but it was smaller on this side, and I think this is due to the slant on the opposite side of where I was shining my light through. So I took the surface area of this side because there was light shining through clearly, and the total amount of light that shined through was 6 centimeters squared. For my chart, the face side had 25.4 centimeters squared of total amount of light shining through. The long side had 15 centimeters squared of light shining through, and the small side had 6 centimeters squared of light shining through. So for the percentages, the face side had 100% of light shining through, the short side had 100% of light shining through, and the small side had 69% of light shining through. My last shape is a triangle. The face side, when I shine the light through, the light was coming through clearly and through the entire shape. So I took the surface area of this side of the shape, and it was 20.25 centimeters squared. For the small side, the light was shining through clearly, however the light was in 2 different spots, and I think this would mean that the light was shining through the small side, but due to the opposing side of the triangle right here, the light was also reflected in a different spot. So I took the surface area of this small side, and it was 9.45 centimeters squared of total amount of light shining through. For the long side, the light shining through was clear, but it was also reflecting in different spots, like the last side that I shined the light through. So I took the surface area of this long side, and it was 13.5 centimeters squared. For my chart, the face side again had 20.25 centimeters squared of total amount of light shining through. The long side had 13.5 centimeters squared, and the small side had 9.45 centimeters squared of total amount of light shining through. So for all of these sides, they all had 100% of light shining through it. So in conclusion, I found that on all the flat sides that I shined the light through, the light was shining through perfectly. It had no lines interrupting it. It was coming through all of the side of the shape. And for the rounded edges, the light was shined through, but it was not clearly. It had lines interrupting the light, and it was dimmer. For the pointed edges, there were actually no light that shined through at all. So that concludes my long term. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please let me know.